Hi, I'm James, and this is my take on reality. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Natalie from 90 Day Fiance Single Life and her relationship with Joel, and how her whole plan and how her desire to have a relationship with him is blowing up in her face. Let's get it. You ever see one of those videos, usually they're prank videos that were floating around YouTube and other social media sites, where there's a guy standing on a corner, and then all of a sudden a very attractive girl walks by and he tries to talk to her. Hey, how you doing? I'd like to find out how to get so-and-so. Or, hey, you're very pretty. Would you like to go to lunch? Or can I take you out to get something to eat? And the very attractive young lady looks at him in disgust and basically blows him off. I have a boyfriend, or I don't want to spend time with you, or no, I'm not interested. Then he turns around, clicks a very expensive car, usually a Lamborghini, a Porsche, or Ferrari, or whatever. And the young lady, all of a sudden, her situation flips and changes. Now, and then she, oh, is that your car? Oh, I don't have a boyfriend. Let's go to lunch. Let's go to have fun. Or whatever. Now, all of a sudden, she has all the time in the world for this gentleman. Right? And the whole purpose of that prank is to illustrate that even though this guy is going to mistreat this young lady, she kind of has it coming because she's not approaching the situation with clean hands. The only reason she's talking to him is because of what he has and what he represents. So there's some kind of universal karma in the idea that this user is now going to get used. Natalie, in this episode leading up to what we saw, where she eventually sleeps with Joel and she has sex with him, it all was the same branch from that tree. Natalie, she's in a very specific, special circumstance because she's a somewhat attractive woman. But in addition to that, she has a camera crew that's constantly following her around. And that's a way that he can also build his business up. By being the guy who's a modeling agency, who's been featured on a show on TLC and been on TV as a main character, whatever the case may be, and that improves his business. It also improves his sex life because he's the guy from 90 Day Fiance that Natalie said blew her mind and blew her back out, and he was so amazing in bed she could not remember what her name was and all that. So he's getting all kinds of benefits from dating her. So that would explain, to me at least, why he would have put the investment in flying her out to LA, putting her up in a hotel and spending so much time with her. When normally he probably doesn't spend half as much time with the people that he's trying to bed down through the process of encountering them at these modeling events. So when he gets her out there, she shows him a little attitude because he's not giving her the time and attention. In fact, when they go out on a date, he takes her out on the lake. Then he takes her to the bar, cheap date. And she slams the door in his face. The next day, what does he do? He says, hey, I want to spend time with you. Let me take you to breakfast. Then he pulls up. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's watch the clip.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Josh, oh my God! Oh my God!
What's up?
I'm so fascinated by your car. It's gorgeous. Driving in that beautiful car with hot guy next to me. I feel like I'm in Hollywood movie. And I love it.
So as you can see, she was extremely excited about getting into the car, and then all of a sudden, the date has been magical, and the moments have been magical. And what do we find out in the next moments? Oh, that she slept with him. She had sexual relations with him. What changed? From the time that she got there, they went on a boat ride, and he had the whole deal with her where he did the recruitment, as I talked about in a previous video regarding Natalie. He did the whole recruitment. He picked her out. He has somebody who is hungry and desperate to be a part of this situation. He presents himself as being a part of the situation, so that pulls her in. That's the lure. Once she gets hooked into it, then all of a sudden he presents the idea of, look, here's the deal. We're not in a relationship. There's nothing between us. We're working towards that. And that's where you get the salvage. He pulled the salvage where he holds out hope that she'll be able to transition into the relationship, the girlfriend, and she can get all the things that she wants. Hey, I have a nice car. You too can ride in this car, which we'll talk about in a minute. You too can ride in this wonderful car. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Here, let me give you the goodies. And that's how he takes advantage of her. Because nothing had fundamentally changed From the time that she had the conversation with him and she got upset because she realized that she wasn't in a committed relationship and they were nothing to each other. Technically, they're not even friends. If you really think about it and the way things are defined by their relationship parameters and boundaries, they aren't even friends, much less a step closer to being boyfriend and girlfriend. They're acquaintances who are dating to get to know each other. She says that she wants more and held out that she wanted more. Then she takes him back, sees the car, gets excited because this is why she came to America. If you look back at when she first started dating Mike in the Ukraine, this is the life that she was dreaming about. Coming to America, becoming a model, meeting somebody famous and wealthy, and moving in with them and having the American dream life. And that's what he presents himself as. He presents himself as a guy who's in the celebrity or entertainment business. And now he's presenting himself as a person who has wealth and money, and she's kind of falling head over heels for it. Now the thing is that by him doing that, he lends justification to mistreating her. When the guy is playing that prank on YouTube and he says, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you," then all of a sudden she turns him down. Then all of a sudden he pulls up the car. Nobody feels bad that this guy is about to play this girl. Nobody feels bad about that because it's the evil person getting their just desserts. It's karma coming back and reaping what you sowed. And that's all it turns into. Nobody's going to look at this situation with Joel and say that Natalie is this pure heart, innocent person that Joel took advantage of. No, he realized what tools he needed in order for him to get the thing that he wanted, and he brought those tools to play. So he said, okay, she wants the big fancy lifestyle. I'll borrow a car, because that's not his car. Let's get that straight. That's not his car. Why would he go somewhere on business and fly his car in? Two, if he did bring his car in, why wouldn't he meet her at the hotel, drive to the fancy boat place, or even if he met her at the boat place, if you recall, they didn't get into the Tesla. They got into the back of maybe what looked like an Uber to get back to the hotel. If he had a car there, why is he paying for an Uber? It wasn't like they were drinking on the lake and he wanted to be responsible. That's not his car. Which goes to another thing, ladies. If you are using sexuality to get a man, you are making a mistake. That's a fatal flaw in logic. Sex doesn't get a man. Sex won't help you keep a man. The only thing sex or the promise of sex does, it gets our attention. So if you hit a guy up in the DMs or you're talking to him on the phone and you start doing a whole lot of sexual innuendo stuff, that doesn't mean that guy is going to all of a sudden say, hey, this is the girl I want to be in a relationship with. He sees you more or less as an op. If that's what he's there for, then you're just kind of confirming that he can get the thing that he's there for. Once he gets it, he already has it. When you go down to the McDonald's and you order a number 1 or number 5, whatever it is you order, I don't even know what that is, but you order one of those meals, you get the meal, you don't hang out with the cashier. You get your stuff and you go because you already got what you want. And if that's what he's there for and you give him what he wants, he's going to be gone. Now, the problem that I have with Natalie's situation, I don't really care. If you are playing this game and you're trying to use your sexuality or sex or promise of sex or your body or your looks to get what it is you want, and that's the game you're playing, that's the game you're playing. If he's using his money, his wealth, his position as far as being in an entertainment industry or an agent or a modeling agent, and that's what he uses to get what he wants from women, and everybody is aware that this is what's going on and nobody is fooling anybody, these are the rules of the game you play by, then hey, I'm not mad at anybody for that. Do what you got to do, playboy. Do what you got to do, playgirl. Get your stuff. Get your money nailed down. Get your booty nailed down. Do what you got to do. Where I have an issue is don't try to make the game something that it's not. Don't sit there and pretend like you're playing the love game when you're really playing the booty for money game. Don't sit there and pretend like you're playing the love game when you're playing the I'll pay you for your time game. If he's paying her for her time, he has no reason or expectation that she's going to be there if the money runs out, or if he gets fired off his job, or if somebody comes back and which is a possibility with him. Somebody comes back and complains and tries to file a lawsuit against him saying that he sexually harassed her, and now he gets blackballed out of the industry. Are you going to stick with him, Natalie? No, because that's the game, and he can't be mad about it no more than I can be mad about it or talk crap about you. But at the same time, if he uses you for sex, and you're using the sex to try to pull him in and reel him in, and it backfires on you, then what do you want people to be mad about? That's the game. How these women play the game is completely wrong. If you're going to play this game, know the rules to the game that you're playing. I personally don't suggest you do this. I am totally against it. I think that you should try to find somebody who's going to make you happy, fulfill you, and feed into your life and make your life happy. A companion so that you can go through life with. However, if you're the kind of person who says, well, you know what, I'm young, I'm sexy, I'm fine, and I don't really care about love, and this is what I want to do, I want to be like Natalie, then don't be like Natalie. Recognize the value of what it is you bring to the table. What is the value of what you have? He's playing with cash. He's playing with opportunity. He's playing with money. So if he has, say, $20 million, 20 years from now, he's still got $20 million, and $20 million is still a lot of money. What you're playing with is your time. Your time is your commodity. Time is not on your side. And every day, every second, your time and your value is wicking away. If that's where you're placing your value at, then, oh, I'm young and I'm sexy. You're not always going to be young. You might stay sexy, but you're not always going to be young. So you have to recognize people who play this game, the men or women who have money and finance who play this game, they tend to want the younger, sexier people. And they're more interested in investing in that than they are a mature, sexy woman who's worldly, or a mature guy who's more mature and distinguished and sexy that way. No, they want the young hot boy, or they want the young hot girl, summer girl. That's what they're paying for. You're giving that person your time. So instead of you just giving away your time, what you do is you recognize that at the peak of your valuation, the height of your value, you want to get the most you can for that time and that effort. Which means instead of you having a guy who gives you some money, you have him set you up a way that you can get your own money. Instead of you having a guy that'll take you out to eat in his car and then take you back to his house and all that, what you want to do is you want to get a car in your name, you want to have a house in your name, and you want to have your own money so you can take your own self out to eat and then go back to your house. There's a substantive difference. If you're not playing the game properly, don't play the game. My name is James. This has been my take on reality, and I'm out. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die.